brand of vaccine. The study says it might even be better for people who got the Johnson & Johnson dose because it increases their level of COVID antibodies. News brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite. LA City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas has been indicted on federal charges of bribery and conspiracy.
The 20-count indictment alleges Ridley Thomas used his position as a county supervisor in 2017 and 2018 to push through contracts that would benefit the University of Southern California and use the university to launder money from Ridley Thomas's campaign into a nonprofit run by Ridley Thomas's son. In exchange, a university official who's also part of the indictment would expedite a master's degree for Ridley Thomas's son by offering free admission and a full-ride scholarship. His son would also receive a paid professorship. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
Some developers are facing criminal charges for continuing construction on 5 partially built homes in Laurel Canyon that were ordered to be torn down. LA City Attorney Mike Stewart says the city ordered the demolition in 2003 because a court-ordered environmental report was not done.
In the years since, there have been subsequent purchasers of these properties. But for whatever reason, those purchasers were never able or willing to perform what that order required.
Stewart says the newest owners have started working on the existing homes again, even after the city ordered them to stop. The Port of LA says there are 12 days worth of ships waiting offshore to dock and unload. The port is doing, they're going to operate around the clock to clear that record backlog. U.S. Port Envoy John Porcari says it's not a matter of just flipping a light switch.
What it is working all through the supply chain, knocking down those barriers and making sure that off-peak use of unused capacity is everyone's first preference.
The port's executive director says he expects a strong and steady volume flow in the months ahead. A House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol has set a vote to recommend contempt charges against former White House aide Steve Bannon. He ignored a subpoena to testify about his interaction with President Trump before the attack. The panel will vote Tuesday on the charges. An off-duty NYPD officer has been arrested over a fatal shooting in Brooklyn.
The motive is believed to be domestic in nature.
Assistant Chief Michael Kemper says the officer confessed to shooting her girlfriend after finding her with another woman.
One female, a 24-year-old, was found lying in the living room area, and the second female, a 23-year-old, was found lying on the floor in the bedroom.
The girlfriend was treated at the hospital and is expected to survive. The other woman died. Delta Airlines made $1.2 billion in the third quarter, but it says it expects a modest loss in the last 3 months of the year because of rising fuel prices. And a couple flying from Texas to Las Vegas said they were dumbfounded and embarrassed to find out why they had to pay extra for an overweight carry-on luggage. Jared Owen said the Southwest Airlines employee helped open the bag when they suddenly saw his chihuahua pop out of the boot. Apparently, the dog loves to burrow. Some family friends were called to pick up the pet so the couple could go on their vacation. I just have a question. They didn't notice the dog wasn't barking in the house when they were saying goodbye? Random. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy to agree on the 710 in Vernon.
I've got this problem northbound side of the 710 approaching Atlantic Dundee. A bunch of styrofoam dropped there. 2 left lanes have been shut down. Things are a real crawl just beyond the 105. Meanwhile, the 110, that's going to slow down off and on leaving South LA from the 105 out to the 101. The southbound delays leaving downtown LA just before the 10 after that Vernon. Southbound 405, that's a struggle coming out of the Inglewood-Hawthorne area from the 105 on over to Santa Monica Boulevard. Southbound side also slows down from Santa Monica Boulevard over to about Howard Hughes Parkway. South 101, the same delays coming away from Van Nuys Boulevard to the 134, again from Santa Monica Boulevard to Glendale Boulevard. Also got some slowing in Long Beach, by the way, in the 405, southbound side from Cherry over to about Palo Verde, but no reports of any crashes through the area. Southbound side of the 215, right around Iowa, looks like an earlier crash there, which finally moved out of lanes, but it remains a very backed-up ride as you're coming away from Mount Vernon. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Owen.
Warmer weather ahead next.
If you're thinking about refinancing your mortgage, maybe you've already filed, maybe you already have refinanced in 2020, it's still more than worthwhile to contact HMS Capital. Mark Price of HMS Capital recommends you apply with HMS Capital and then any other lender. HMS Capital is the only lender I know that actually encourages homeowners to apply with other lenders. He is that confident he can get you the best deal. And I've known Mark for over 16 years, and I've done 2 mortgages with him. No appraisal or application fees of any kind. Take the HMS Capital challenge. Apply with another mortgage company and also apply with HMS Capital. The rates are the lowest they've ever been. Call 833-255-5698. That's 833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com. hmscapital.com.
Introducing the best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 2 or more lines for $29.99 a month per line. With no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60%. Get unlimited on 2 or more lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you.
Offer valid for new customers on 2 or more unlimited lines. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/2021. Prepaid excluded.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow finished up 535 points. S&P up 74. NASDAQ up 252. The average price per gallon of regular gasoline in California, $4.45.
Bay Alarm is celebrating 75 years of innovation and personal service that's second to none.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny skies out there. Highs in the low 70s for the beaches. Upper 70s for Metro LA and Inland OC. Low 80s in the valleys and IE. Right now it's 77 in Anaheim, 77 in Mission Viejo, 73 in Calabasas, 70 in Long Beach. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Layla Muhammad.
Wait, I'm confused. Oh, I see. I see. I was thinking Joseph was older than the half-brothers, but he was not.
No, Joseph was the youngest at the time.
Right, okay. Got it.
The little brother always gets picked on, that's why.
Yeah, so what happened with Benjamin? Did Joseph end up getting Benjamin?
No, he didn't get him.
He didn't?
Well, no, he did, but Jacob wasn't on board with that.
Really? Jacob didn't want to let
that was his new favorite son.
His new favorite son. But see, then Jacob did know about Joseph eventually, because he knew that Joseph wanted Benjamin to go join him in...
Yeah, once Joseph revealed himself to his brothers in Egypt, then Jacob knew who he was.
Oh, but there still was no reunification.
No, they didn't have social media back then.
They didn't have like a Southwest flight he could jump on?
No, they couldn't like post it on Twitter and say, hey, I now rule Egypt.
I'd listen to a podcast where you break down the Pentateuch. That would be good.
Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Did a little Bible study during the break.
Yeah.
And now we're back.
How did we even... Why did you... Oh, because I said both Jacob and Joshua.
Because I texted my uncle about abortion in the middle of the day.
Right.
On a nice little Thursday he's having.
But you wanted to know who Jacob was and Joshua and...
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what we do on this show.
That's right.
Big game tonight, of course, Dodgers-Giants in San Francisco, 6:07 first pitch. This is the only baseball game today, although there's a football game and a hockey game or something like that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, it looks like Netflix continues to defend Dave Chappelle because they listen to the show and know that we enjoy Dave Chappelle.
In our country, you can shoot and kill a but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings.
Talking about DaBaby there.
Now, one of the lines from the Netflix special called The Closer, which just came out last week, and he's getting all kinds of criticism for it.
Jason Nathanson joins us to talk about all of the controversy. Hey, J-Nat, how are you?
I'm a little confused because I was listening to the beginning of this hour and just wanted to make sure I'm on the right show.
Yeah, sometimes we do Bible study.
Oh, I was not aware that was the thing.
Just because I went to Catholic school for so many years and none of it took.
I can see that. I've seen the people. Yes, I know. It did not take.
All right. All right.
You can testify. All right. So there is a group of employees at Netflix who say they are going to walk out next week because they're upset with the way that Netflix corporate has been handling the Dave Chappelle controversy.
Yeah, they're going to do a walkout next week. Trans employees and trans allies are going to walk out. There was some issue as soon as the special was released. There was one trans employee who took to Twitter to say that this is really dangerous, and she was not happy with it. Then I think it was her and a couple of others. They stormed into a meeting that was had of the Netflix higher ups that Friday, and ended up getting suspended for going into that meeting. And then that suspension was pulled back. But there's been some unhappiness with a lot of the employees, and they want to say, look, this is the place where we want to feel comfortable at work. We want the company that we work for to put out content that makes us feel comfortable and that the company is aligned with our values. So they are expressing, and Netflix for the most part seems to be okay with their employees expressing that they don't agree with the company's decision to put this on there. There's a Netflix Twitter account called The Most, which deals with a lot of LGBTQ stuff. And they say that account tweeted yesterday, as queer and trans people who run this account, you can imagine the last couple of weeks have been hard. We can't always control what goes on screen. What we can control is what we create here and the POV we bring to internal conversations. So it's kind of really messy and out in the open, but it's also a lot of First Amendment good stuff dialogue, which, I think is good and healthy.
Yeah.
There was an op-ed piece in the New York Times from Roxanne Gay that basically said, the first paragraph, we generally have the same debates about comedy over and over again. Art should be made without restriction. Free speech reigns supreme. Sometimes good art should make us uncomfortable, and sometimes bad people can make good art. Now, all of those are things that you can argue every single point of, but that the first, the second sentence there that she wrote is the most important, which is that free speech reigns supreme. And it seems to me like we're, even in the last 4 years, 2017, when we started really talking about issues, say, of sexual harassment in the workplace in 2017, when the Harvey Weinstein story really broke and just rippled through Hollywood specifically, but the country in general, the issue of speech was sort of couched in all of that. What are you allowed to say? What can you get away with legally, but what's inappropriate when it comes to moral or ethical arguments like that? And this is, I think, reigniting that thing. And Dave Chappelle, clearly, his position. You knew it when, the first 5 of the 6 Netflix specials, he said, you are not going to tell me what I can and cannot say.
One of the interesting things about it, and there's so many layers upon layers upon layers of it, is that people are mad at people who are mad at Dave Chappelle for saying stuff. So if Dave Chappelle can say the stuff, do other people have a right to then say, we don't like what you said? It seems like that should be all part of the conversation. Right. That everybody can say everything. And what's very interesting, I think, about Ted Sarandos, the co-CEO of Netflix, has put out a couple statements this week saying that they were going to support it, that we're not going to remove the special. But one of the things people are taking issue with is what he said in a memo, I believe it was yesterday. He said, with the closer, we understand the concern that some of these titles could increase real-world harm, such as further marginalizing already marginalized groups, hate, violence, and etc. And he says, we have a strong belief that the content on screen doesn't directly translate to real-world harm. And what some people are pointing out is what he's saying is that the stuff that we put out has no effect on the real world. But then some people would counter, well, but you're putting out stuff that is you want people to see as inclusive, that is has all kinds of leads of color, of various LGBTQ and things like that. You tout that when you put that out, and you're saying, well, does that stuff not have any effect? Like, is there no point in putting that stuff out either? You can't really have it both ways. Either the stuff that you put out affects people, or it doesn't. And you got to kind of figure out which you believe in.
Where do you think this ends? Do you think that they will eventually remove this Dave Chappelle's latest show from Netflix?
I think it ends with Netflix shutting down. I think no, that's not true.
It's just unplug the servers.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, that's good news, because I still have a handful of discs that I never returned from 10 years ago.
Hey, if he took his shows to another platform, I would pay for that content.
And that's a possibility, and we've seen Dave Chappelle do that with his various stuff.
Right.
And he went after various people who were running. I think it was HBO, right? Maybe HBO Max that was running his show, and he said not paying him, and he came out with that, and eventually got paid on a lot of that stuff. It seems right now that Netflix is standing behind him, and that they will continue to. But as the pressure ramps up, and we've seen this in the past, sometimes it takes a little while, but after a couple weeks, eventually somebody says, this just isn't worth it. We're gonna pull it. And Kevin Hart was one of those things when it came to the Oscars, which is one of the things that Dave Chappelle talks about in the special. That it took a little while, but eventually he was not the host of the Oscars. So I could very well see Netflix next week pulling it down, but I could also see them standing by it.
Well, maybe a week or two, they get a few more million views on that thing, and then they take it.
Possibly.
Thanks, Jana.
All right, take care.
All right. He would be a good person to ask also if you have any questions, biblical questions.
Jana?
Sure.
Really? I didn't know that was one of his specialties.
When we come back, Tech Talk. Mark Saltzman's going to join us. Then we got Strange Science coming a little bit later also. Gary and Shanna will continue.
Layla Muhammad has the news.
Gusty Santa Ana winds, which have been fanning the fire in Santa Barbara County, are expected to get even stronger and could cause some power outages. That fire has burned about 17,000 acres. Senate Democrats are set to try again to advance an elections and voting overhaul bill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he'll set a test vote for them on next week. And a prominent lawyer in South Carolina has been charged with stealing insurance settlements meant for the sons of his late housekeeper. We're checking out traffic on the 405 next.
Well, it's just a few days ago, Friday as a matter of fact, Live Source Water came in and installed that whole house water system.
I can tell just by looking at your skin.
So soft.
It looks so supple.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My wife immediately, after they turned that thing on, she said she could immediately taste the difference in the water that came out of the tap.
I can too.
The Live Source whole house water system is maintenance-free. You say goodbye to salt bags, filter changes, and monthly exchange tanks. And if hard water is a headache you're tired of dealing with, their system could reduce your hard water problems. Without the drying effects of all the chlorine, you're going to notice softer skin, just like me.
And hair. Do you see how soft my hair looks? No. With Life Source Water, you're buying direct from the factory. Their team provides a customized water solution for your home, including installation and customer service support.
The factory serves Southern California for over 37 years. All products made right here in the USA.
Call Life Source today for full service and full confidence in your water. Call 800-334-5009, 800-334-5009, or visit lifesourcewater.com.
Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
A stall on the 405 in Sherman Oaks.
405 southbound side just beyond Ventura Boulevard. Got a stalled van in the two right lanes. Things are backing up right around Burbank Boulevard. Still got this problem if you're heading into the city of Vernon, northbound 710 freeway right before Atlantic Bandini. A bunch of styrofoam there taking away the two left lanes, so things are really jammed up coming away from Imperial Highway. Also, things are going to slow down if you're heading along the eastbound 10 coming out of Mid-City from about La Cienega over to Santa Fe as you're heading into downtown LA. Southbound side of the 215 freeway, there was an earlier crash right around Iowa in the Grand Terrace area. Lanes have been cleared there, but it's still going to be pretty slow from Mount Vernon, and that stays slow at this point out to the 91. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Olin.
Well, you've heard me talk about my friends at Sunday and how they can sell your home fast without any repairs, without the hassle of dealing with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Now Sunday has made the process even easier for those who want to sell a property fast. Contact Sunday for your free no-obligation cash offer. They're going to visit your property, take photos, and do a 3D walkthrough. They'll package your property details and send it to the thousands of local investors in their database who are actively looking to buy properties. The average homeowner receives 12 offers on their property. It's quick and easy. Plus, you can close in as little as 10 days, or they have the flexibility to close in months. They can even give you a $20,000 cash advance, which will help with moving costs when you sell with Sunday. Go to sunday.com, sundae.com, or phone them, 800-25-OFFER. Get a free no-obligation cash offer at sunday.com, sundae.com. Sunday is a California licensed real estate broker, DRE license number 020-88298. O'Reilly.
It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That means you can get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of your Superstart battery. Return power, performance, and reliability to your car, truck, motorcycle, and more with Superstart batteries. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Saturday, October 23rd, is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Remove expired or unused prescription stimulant medications from the home quickly to help reduce the chance that others may accidentally take or intentionally misuse the medicine. According to the FDA, the best way to dispose of unused medications is through drug take-back programs or registered collection sites. For more information or to locate the Take-Back Day location closest to you, go to DEATakeback.com. This message is paid for by Headlamps Therapeutics.
Don't miss a worldwide phenomenon. Mamma Mia. Funny story, dazzling dance numbers, infectious music from ABBA. Mamma Mia, October 29th through November 21st. Tickets at LaMaradaTheater.com.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Now, second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed at 1.75%. Yes, 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the Financing Law. Number 603D787. An equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change and may not be available at rate lock. Discount points may apply. Subject to credit approval. Call 800-500-1448.
Most Californians live within 30 miles from an active fault, and earthquakes can happen anywhere at any time in the Golden State. So, do you know how to protect yourself when an earthquake strikes? Make sure your home, workplace, school, and community are planning to practice how to drop, cover, and hold on during the Great Shakeout. Get prepared and worry less. Join us for the Great Shakeout. This message is brought to you by StrengthenMyHouse.com. Shakeout Day is October 21st.
Let's get to know KFI's Employee of the Month.
Hello, how's it going?
Victor Wright.
I am the producer of the Daily Dive podcast, and it means a lot to me to get all the support, all these people coming and wishing me things after winning Employee of the Month. It means they're not forgetting about me, and that's the key to my life, is to not be completely forgotten.
Congratulations to Victor Wright, KFI's October 2021 Employee of the Month. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk.
I'm on fire. I'm a fireball.
There's dirty laundry all over this floor.
Wash it. Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Pick up your clothes.
John and Ken later on are going to have more on the federal indictment of LA City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas and the former dean of USC School of Social Work. Both of them indicted on federal corruption charges yesterday, alleging a bribery scheme in which the Mark Ridley Thomas's son Sebastian actually got substantial benefits, including full scholarship and a full professorship at USC in exchange for Mark Ridley Thomas's supportive contracts while he was on the Board of Supervisors several years ago.
Well, 1:20 on Thursday, we like to talk tech with Mark Saltzman.
The machines are getting smarter. This is Tech Talk, brought to you by Skynet.
Well, it looks like, you know, you can really monitor what goes on your porch these days with technology, and that will be helpful in fending yourself from the porch pirates, especially during the holiday season. I mean, kind of with something we've kind of been dealing with during the whole pandemic, though, because everyone's been online ordering as well.
And just think how much more important each of those packages is going to be because of the supply chain issues and the delivery delays and things like that.
Right.
Mark Saltzman joins us live to talk more about all of this, protecting our porches with some high tech. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, all good. How about you?
Well, you know, just we had s'mores earlier today, and
yeah, we're still working it off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but you brought up a good point. We are shopping a lot more online with the pandemic, but now that we're starting to move, like we're starting to get out of the house again more, right? So how are you supposed to welcome the courier, you know, when you're now maybe at an office again or back in school?